What's good, gang? I saw that y'all was messing with the prediction video I made for Katakuri, who is once again confirmed to be coming in the next update in Anime Showdown. So I figured that for the next prediction, I may as well talk about what I believe to be the easiest prediction or character we know is coming to Anime Showdown. That being,
it's me, Goku!
Hi, what's going on? I saw that only 88.4% of y'all are like not subbed to my YouTube channel. What are you waiting for? I know you want to click on that sub button. Just you know what I'm saying? Click that like button too while you're down there and turn on post notifications too. Oh, and comment your favorite part of the video. But before we get into today's prediction video, I just want to say that there's been a new code in the Anime Showdown Discord. That being !redeem 2 million visits in all caps. When you redeem this code in game, you should receive 220 gems, $1,200, and some XP as well. They're really blessing your boy with some gems and cash in game right now. I was kind of broke, I ain't gonna lie, I was broke for a minute, but we came up. Moving on from me talking about being broke in Anime Showdown. If some of you aren't in the Anime Showdown Discord, then you probably wouldn't know that 3 characters were already confirmed to be coming to the game post-release, those being Ichigo, Luffy, and the man himself, Goku. When discussing the amount of awakenings Goku would have, I'd say he'd only have 1 in the game as of right now, because I feel as though with the devs, they're only going for quality and not quantity. Also, I feel like if they just flood his character with like 8 different transformations along with like 8 million different skills, I feel like that would be overwhelming for not only the player but the devs as well for when they have to code him in and eventually release him. It just seems like too much of a hassle and it would cause a lot of balancing problems. Before I delve further into what his Super Saiyan Kid form would look like in his awakening, I'd rather discuss his base form first. For his first ability in base, I would 100% guess that he'd be able to use his signature move in base, that being Kamehameha. What this move would do is that it would break super armor but not be able to break hyper armor in order to differentiate it from Ukiyora's Finger Sarrow. Although not being able to break hyper armor like Finger Sarrow, I've given this move an increased damage buff in terms of chip damage when someone tries to block it, so that this move doesn't feel completely pointless to use or just weak in general in comparison to Finger Sarrow. As for his second ability, I'd give him Meteor Combination, which is a move Goku had used against Piccolo back in their fight in OG Dragon Ball. The properties of this move would function the same as Goen's Quick Step in terms of range, but the difference being that once you make contact with your opponent, they'd be sent into a flurry of punches and kicks, which would then allow the player to use the move as a combo extender of sorts. To make this move more unique in its own way, I'd make it to where if you have leftover meter saved, you could do an additional input which would send Goku directly above the opponent and fire off a Kamehameha for extra damage. This move would have a relatively quick startup time and could be used in a mid-air combo for a guaranteed knockdown effect. If the player were to use this move on the ground, it would allow them to break hyper armor but not super armor, seeing that Kamehameha already does that. The cooldown cycle for Meteor Combination could be somewhat quick so that Goku isn't left completely defenseless during the match. On to his third ability being After Image. After Image would act as a counter for Goku, and how this could be portrayed in Anime Showdown is that they could use a fight from the Tournament of Power arc, for example. A fight in particular being Goku versus Caulifla, as when the two were fighting each other, Caulifla makes an attempt on landing a hit on Goku that ultimately backfires, leaving her stunned for a few seconds, which gives Goku the chance to teleport behind her and deliver a blow that sends her flying a good distance away from him, as well as doing a great deal of damage to her. Seeing as though this move would function the same as Rimuru's counter in terms of startup time, there isn't much else I would add to it, since you'd not only be avoiding damage, you'd also be giving out damage. Plus the move wouldn't be usable as a combo extender due to how far the opponent would be sent flying from the kick. As for his last move in base, it would definitely be a dash type of move, something akin to the dash he has in ABA, where he's capable of just closing the gap in seconds if the opponent tries running away. Or for this prediction video that I have for Goku, you could use the move as well to chase down an opponent if they try to avoid your Kamehameha. To ultimately sum up his base kit, it definitely leads more into a close range sort of playstyle rather than a long one, seeing that he has options when getting on his opponent rather quickly, and being able to put out respectable damage as well, along with having a long range move to keep your opponents on their toes so they aren't able to reset their cooldowns and replenish their meter. On top of already having a strong offensive kit in base form, you also have a pretty good get out to if you whiff any of these skills at almost any point in the match. Moving on from his base form, we'll now talk about his one and only awakening in the game, which would be the form he unlocked during the fight with Frieza, that being Super Saiyan. Now, there wasn't any chance that I wouldn't add this form as being one of his possible awakenings in the game, since it's literally the most memorable thing to happen in all of Dragon Ball Z, if not the entirety of anime in general. Plus, a lot of anime battle arena based games always have this form, so it would make the most sense that it gets added in the Anime Showdown as well. As for his first move in this form, it would 100% be Super Kamehameha. Super Kamehameha wouldn't change too much from his base variant in terms of visuals, but the damage, size, and speed at which it travels would be increased. This wouldn't be the only buffs this move would receive when an awakening, since the cooldown on Super Kamehameha would be decreased as well. It would also be able to guard break enemies if they try to block this move. Getting the next possible ability Goku could have out of the way, I believe he'd have instant transmission as the second second awakened skill. Since after he returned from the planet Yardrat, Goku learns this technique, which gives him the ability to locate and teleport onto anyone with a notable power level with little to no repercussions. What this move would do in the game is allow Goku to instantaneously teleport behind any person he's currently facing. The purpose of this move is to catch the opponent off guard and make an opening for a potential combo. Instant transmission's cooldown will be very fast, seeing that you don't get any damage out of it, nor can you use it as a combo extender. And I figured if you main Goku and try climbing up the ranks of the game, a lot of people would probably catch on to this tactic, so I don't think it'd be that strong in the game. The third ability Goku would have access to in Super Saiyan would be none other than Instant Transmission Kamehameha. Instant Transmission Kamehameha is a combination of the Instant Transmission technique and Super Kamehameha. In Dragon Ball Z, Goku uses this move during his fight with Cell. Goku starts this move off by flying straight into the air and begins charging the Kamehameha, which is noted by Cell to have enough energy to destroy the entire planet. However, Goku manages to catch Cell off guard by teleporting directly behind him, and in the process he nearly vaporizes Cell's entire upper body with the blast. How this move would work in Anime Showdown is that when you activate the move, your character would teleport into the sky and begin charging the Kamehameha, which would then follow as you instantly teleporting behind the enemy and firing off a huge blast that can't be parried or blocked. The amount of meter this move requires would be the same amount needed from when you play Shinra and use his Krona ability, which is about half the meter, so you'd be able to use this move about roughly 2 times. As for the cooldown cycle, it would take a significant amount of time to pass in order for you to use it again, since after Goku used it in the fight with Cell, his ki reserves were heavily drained. I think it's fair that the cooldown takes a while to recover due to Instant Transmission Kamehameha not being blockable or parryable, since you get to do hella damage for free basically. Now we're finally here where his final skill would be in Super Saiyan. In my mind, with no doubt at all, it would definitely be Super Spirit Bomb. I feel like this move would definitely be a one-shot move for him, since the only instances of him using Spirit Bomb is when things are dire and he quite literally has no other options. For this move to work in Anime Showdown, I believe there should be 2 requirements needed for you to use this move. Either A, add an additional skill that allows you to charge the Spirit Bomb technique separately, or B, have your character reach a certain health threshold in order to activate the one-shot move. Now if you were to land this move, an animation would play out that's basically shot for shot from when he uses this move against Kid Buu in the Buu arc. Just to clarify, these are my thoughts on what I think Goku's moveset could potentially look like for when he releases an Anime Showdown. I do have ideas on when he gets added that he could have more than 2 transformations, those being Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct. If y'all would want to see that, then let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to put that video out as soon as possible. But if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, leave a comment, and let me know if you agree or disagree with what I said. But I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.